When it comes to sighting in these sights, Spot Hogg gives you some directions as far as how to choose which wheel you're going to run, but that doesn't really give you the most ideal kind of starting point. What I've found with these Spot Hogg sights is I will use the anything with a screw for macro adjustments, so anything larger than 3 inches at 20 yards. What I'll do is if I'm taking this thing right out of a package, or let's say I just built up a new bow and I'm slapping this sight on a new bow, what I will do is I will first adjust, I'll do the French tuning with a strip of tape going horizontal on my target, going vertical on my target, and one going horizontal. I will first tune my left to right. So again, anything bigger than say 3 inches, I will actually move my entire housing, and this is assuming your bow is tuned properly, right? But anything bigger than 3 inches, I will just move my entire housing left or right, and then I will use the micro clicks to fine tune from there. I might even use this honestly within an inch, and then use the micro clicks from there. I try and save the micro clicks for when I'm shooting out past 20 yards, because sometimes you will notice that you actually are pulling to the left or right at those further distances. So I try and save the micro clicks for there, but you do have ample adjustment left to right even with those micro clicks. But I'll start off with that in the center, and I will move the actual sight itself until my left and right is good at 20. I will then work on my vertical. Again, screws for macro adjustments, everything else for micro adjustments. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that my wheel is zeroed out so it's as high as it possibly can go. So right now this thing's as high as it possibly can go. I'll shoot it. I will remove these screws and actually move the entire housing up and down. There's a number of holes right here on the tower that you can move the sight housing. So I will use that to adjust it until, again, I'm within about 3 inches, and then I will actually use the sight wheel to zero in to 20. Once I'm zeroed into 20, I'll put my calibration tape. All of the Spot Hogg sights come with calibration tapes. I'll put my calibration tape on there. It tells you just put your first indicator here for 20 yards, and then I will walk it back to 60. Once you're sighted in at 60, it will tell you, the indicator tape, the calibration tape will tell you what sight tape you need to use for your bow setup at all distances. Now, it's approximate estimation. What I've found is, especially at those further distances, a lot of times I have to check my zero again. So sometimes, like right now I'm shooting at 26. When I actually zeroed this bow, it was telling me I needed to shoot a 27 tape, and I didn't realize that until I walked it back to 80, 90, and 100. I was hitting a little bit, I believe I was hitting a little bit low, so I had to kick it up a sight tape to get that elevation. Another thing, and one of the advantages of the Dovetail, the XL model, and the XL, that is what differentiates the XL from the standard Fast Eddie model, if I hadn't said that before, is the fact that it has a dovetail mounting bracket as opposed to just a standard bracket that just bolts onto the riser. With the XL bracket, if you find your between sight tapes, what you can actually do is you can simply move the whole sight in or out one adjustment on the dovetail itself to get you closer to one sight tape or another. Simply moving this sight in or out. Remember that this bow is going to be working on an arc when you're shooting those arrows, so that can help you fine tune which tape you should be shooting. Once you do it once or twice, it's a very simple system to get down. It's not very complicated. And it becomes very intuitive, but it can definitely be a little awkward. I always recommend buying a second or third little booklet of tapes. You can order them from Lancaster Archery or any of the other online retailers that carry Spot Hoggs. I want to say they go for like $5-6, something like that. So it's nothing crazy, but it's good to have some extra tapes, because if, let's say, you start messing with your draw length, if you're playing with different arrow setups, you may have to change sight tapes.